Hello and welcome back to my favorite people. And as usual, thank you very much for watching this lecture video. Last lecture, we were talking about amide and nitrile. And I said nitrile can be prepared easily by taking an alkyl halide and treating it with a cyanide as a nucleophile. Cyanide will replace the halide and it will kick bromide out of the system. This is just a simple SN2 reaction. And remember, when we are talking about SN2 reactions, we do care about the steric effect. The lower the steric effect is, the faster the SN2 reaction will be. Now, let's practice some chemical reaction about the cyanide functional group. And in this case, we have an amide, and we're going to treat it with thionyl chloride, and we want to see what will happen if we add thionyl chloride to an amide. And this is a primary one, a primary amide. The reason for it, the NH2 is attached to a carbon. That carbon, it has only one neighbor carbon, so we're going to call it primary. And I'm going to give you a hint, and that hint is really useful actually to remember what's going to happen with this type of chemical reaction whenever you add thionyl chloride to an amide. And go with this. That's whenever you see sulfur has high tendency toward oxygen. And if there's an oxygen there, it will try to take that one. And the reason behind it, sulfur with 2 chloride and 1 oxygen, it has high oxidation number, and the oxidation number here is a +4. Okay, so take the oxygen from the carbonyl and pair it with SO, and that's going to give you SO2. So oxygen is gone. That oxygen is gone. Next, now what's going to happen with the 2 chlorides? Those 2 chlorides, pair them with the 2 hydrogen. 2 chloride with the 2 hydrogens. That's going to give me 2 mole from HCl. Now I'm left with a double bond. I'm talking about this double bond and a nitrogen atom. So what do I do with them? Take that double bond and move it here. Okay, remember, you do have a sigma bond. Take the double bond and add it to nitrogen. So technically, you're going to get triple bond. So you will get this R, now carbon, this carbon that I'm talking about it, and it will have a triple bond with nitrogen. And nitrogen had a lone pair, and here you go. There is a lone pair there. And so what we did, we took the oxygen from the carbonyl, and we made a triple bond between carbon and nitrogen. First step of this mechanism is addition of the oxygen of the carbonyl to sulfur. And the reason behind it, sulfur has a positive charge, high positive charge or oxidation number, so it will be looking for electron, and it can find it inside oxygen of the carbonyl. You might say, why not nitrogen? Because nitrogen all the time is sharing its lone pair with the carbon of the carbonyl, and this one, it will move up, so there isn't technically a partial negative charge here. And if you want to attach it to sulfur, it should be oxygen rather than nitrogen. Okay, now we got this species. And this species, it has a negative charge and a positive charge. It's not going to be stable. Plus, you started with 1, and this is the second species. You start with 2 particles, and you got only 1. You have 2 charges, and you drop the number of particles to 1. So entropy now turned negative, and you have 2 charges. That's not going to be stable. How to make it stable? Let's release the chloride. It's a good living group. That's a good living group. And when we let the chloride leave the system, now we have 2 particles. So entropy, again, it will turn to a positive number. And now we got a negative charge, 0 charge there, but we have a positive charge on nitrogen. How can we, turn it to a neutral? Okay, I need to have a base. Okay, and like we just generated the chloride. Chloride is one possibility, or how about anything that we have inside the solution, and it can behave as a base. But for now, chloride, it can do the job for us. Chloride, say, it will take that H, and it will leave us with a lone pair on nitrogen. And this now I have a lone pair on nitrogen. Okay, now if you have base, it can take that acidic H, and if it takes that one, it's going to leave us with a lone pair, and that lone pair we will share it with carbon, and while oxygen is leaving the system. So at the end, again, we get SO2 plus chloride and also a cyanide functional group. Now, nitriles are sensitive to both acidic and basic condition. If you add them to aqueous acidic solution, they will go through hydrolysis and they will generate carboxylic acid. So the first step of this reaction is we have a base, and this one is an acid. It will technically exchange a proton with the base. Now we have a species that not only has a triple bond, also it has a positive charge. Remember, this one is more electronegative. So oxygen, the carbon, it has a positive charge, is more, it's going to be available technically for any nucleophile that we have inside the solution. Now that you generated a positive charge, the positive charge on carbon, it will get exaggerated in the nucleophile like water. It can sense it easily. And this one, it will go after it. And so the first step, we're going to get this intermediate. But they say it's amide. But what we got is this. We got R, C, and then here is O. And then we have, maybe I should write this way. Let me go with here. I got double bond, nitrogen, H. And then I will say here OH. Why do they say this one is amide? That's not an amide. okay, because there is no carbonyl. But this one, it can do tautomerization. Okay, what I'm going to do, I will try to generate carbonyl, okay, carbonyl group, take this H and give it to nitrogen and move this double bond, move it here. And in that case, you get R, C, O, and then here we get N, H, it will be 2 times. And remember, we do have a lone pair, okay? And, okay, and my bad, like, and then the arrow that I drew here, they are not correct. I'm sorry about it. Let's go this way. This one is going to go after that one, and this one's go here, and then that one is it goes there. And now is correct. Okay, so we got amide, and we know amide it can go through hydrolysis, and if this one happened, next step when we add the water to it or aqueous acidic solution to it, and this H plus, and I go H2O, we will get ROH and NH2. It will leave as NH3, but because it's acidic solution, it will turn to NH4 plus. So we get ammonium plus carboxylic acid. Nitrile can go through hydrolysis under a basic condition, and again, the first step of this reaction is going to be addition of OH to the triple bond. So we will get R, and here COH, and other side, this one, the pi bond, it will move toward nitrogen. Remember, there's a lone pair there, so we get a double bond with nitrogen, and nitrogen it has 2 lone pair, and so that means it will get a negative charge. And because the solution has water, and very soon the base, it will go after acidic H from water. And if that one happened, we will get R, C double bond with nitrogen, and there is an H there. And here we have an OH. Now, the solution still is in the basic, and because we have an naphtha from the base, it can go after any acidic H. So if we have O, negative charge, this one, it can go after this H. And if that one happened, and then we will have a rearrangement, and technically we're going to get R, C double bond with O, and other side we will get NH2. So we got an amide, and we mentioned this one before. Amide are really sensitive to acidic solution. If you treat them with acidic solution, next step they will turn to carboxylic acid. So if I treat them with aqueous acidic solution, I will get carboxylic acid plus NH4 plus. And just to remind you the mechanism, again, first step we had OH. And when we add OH, now we will get this species. And now there is a negative charge on oxygen on nitrogen. It will take an H plus from water, and it will give us this species. And the presence of extra base, the acidic H, it will be taken from the solution. And now we will have a rebond in order to rebuild the carbonyl group. Now, when we get the carbonyl group, nitrogen will have a negative charge, and it can take acidic H from water, and it will turn to NH2. And that's an amide. Okay, so in order to complete the hydrolysis, we need to do workup. Otherwise, the reaction is going to stop here, and it will give us amide. So we can prepare amide from nitrile. But if you want to run full hydrolysis, you need to treat it with aqueous acidic solution. Now, nitrile can get involved with nucleophilic addition reaction. Instead of using water or acidic solution or basic, you can use a Grignard reagent. And in that case, if you have just 1 mole, you will get R with a negative charge. It will be added to carbon. So now we will have a carbon and R here. This one is going to move there. We will get nitrogen with 2 lone pairs. That one, it has a negative charge. And now if you treat it with aqueous solution, you will get R. And then here, we will get double bond, and this is H. And of course, we have an R there. Okay. If it's acidic solution, aqueous acidic solution, this hydrolysis, it can go 1 step more. Okay. And because we got amine, it's not going to be stable under acidic condition. As we mentioned before, that double bond will go through hydrolysis, and nitrogen will be replaced by oxygen. So that's going to give us R, C, R, and the double bond will be replaced by oxygen. double bond of CN, it will be CO. So we got a ketone. If you take cyanide and treat it with 1 mole of Grignard reagent, and next step treat it with aqueous solution, you can get a ketone from it. Okay, and so you need to treat it with aqueous solution in order to get technically a ketone. Okay, what will happen if I treat it with a strong reducing agent like a lithium aluminum hydride? In that case, we will have H. It will attack the carbon, and H attached to aluminum. We have 4 of them. First step, we get R, C, H, and here nitrogen, it has 1 lone pair. Now it will get 2 of them, so it's a -1. If I treat this one with another mole from this chemical compound, if we have excess of it, then H is going to go after that one, and it will give us R, C, double H, and then we get nitrogen with -2 charges. This one, it will be -2. And so if I take this and treat it with H plus or water, okay, or any acidic solution, when I say acidic, any solvent that is capable of giving an acidic H, including water, we will get R, C, H, and nitrogen will get 2 hydrogens. Remember, nitrogen has 3 lone pair, 2 of them will be used by 2 hydrogen, and that's going to leave us with 1 lone pair on it. So we managed to take a cyanide and turn it to an amine, and that's a primary amine. Okay, now you might say, okay, is there any way, to take the cyanide and turn it to something other than a primary amine? What will happen if we add only 1 mole, 1 mole from reducing agent, and then treat it, for example, with acidic solution? What I'm talking about it is something like this. Say you have R, C, N, but then let's treat it with this reducing agent. Aluminum has only 1 hydrogen. Call it di-isobutyl aluminum hydride. Okay. And or just A. Okay. And in that case, this H will be added to the system. So we get R, C, H, double bond here. We had 1 lone pair, now we get 2 lone pair. There is a negative charge here. Okay. And in order to run this reaction and stop it here rather than going forward, we need to use a bulky reducing agent. It has to be bulky. Please don't get me wrong. That's not the only reason that the reaction is going to stop here. And it has to be bulky, and you have to use only 1 mole, and it has only 1 from H. Okay, so we're going to use only 1 mole. We use, exactly equal to the starting compound. And the temperature, we're going to drop it down to -70 degrees Celsius. So bulky reducing agent, limited amount, exactly equal to the substrate that we started with, and also low temperature. And next step, we're going to treat this one with water. And if we did, we will get this. We will get R, C, H, and now we get N, H. Okay, this is an amine. Okay, and please highlight this group. There is an H attached to nitrogen, to carbon. Now, what will happen if you treat it with acidic solution? The double bond will go through hydrolysis, and that's going to give you R, C, double bond with O, and there is a hydrogen there. And this is going to be aldehyde. Okay, aldehyde rather than ketone. The previous one, and then I should go back here to this one. We got ketone when we use a Grignard reagent. So we went we got an amine, and then we did the hydrolysis because we have 2 R's attached to the same carbon. We got a ketone. But in this case, we added H, and then we run the hydrolysis, and that's going to give us an aldehyde.